So, keyword research. The first step which we have to talk about in keyword research is keyword conversion and bounce rate. So, first of all, keywords are the queries we search for in search engines, and there are two types. So, when you go to Google and you search for a phrase, you search for a word, you search for anything, any queries, that is called keyword, right? And there are two types of them. The first type is broad and the second type is long tail. So let's talk about broad keywords. Broad keywords are usually include one or two words, and they have a very huge search volume. For example, here we have WordPress template, chocolate cake, as you can see here, or for example, job. These are all broad keywords. Let's take a look at their search volume when I say it is very huge. So come here and we search for, what was it? The first one, WordPress template. Okay, let me change this. So as you can see, every month it has 60,000 searches. For example, for job, what can we find here? 800,000. You see, these are all broad keywords. And the thing here is that broad keywords has a huge amount of bounce rate and lower conversion. So what is bounce rate? First of all, here I have put links. You can just click on them and there are more information about bounce rate and conversion, as you can see here. But bounce rate, let's say for example, I searched for WordPress template on Google, and what I really need is a WordPress template course, a tutorial for me to learn how to use WordPress templates, right? So I come in Google, or I search for WordPress template, and the first page or the first couple of pages that I see here, the links there, doesn't provide what I really need. So I go inside these pages. For example, this one is 2018's newest premium WordPress themes. They're selling, for example, WordPress themes. I go inside it, I see there is no tutorial, there is no course there for me, and this is not what I wanted. So I come back, right? This is called bounce. And to the number of these bounces on a website, on a web page, it is called bounce rate. Now, the next term is conversion rate. Conversion rate means, for example, I come and I find the link, the right link for me. I go inside, I see that, all right, there is a WordPress template course there, and this is what I wanted. And I buy the product, I buy the course, or I do whatever I have to do on that web page, okay? This way, it is called me as a user, I converted. And to the number of these converted users, it is called conversion rate. So in marketing, the lower bounce rate and the more conversion rate, it is much better. So the next type of keyword was long tail keyword. Now, long tail keywords, they have more or less usually between 3 to 8 words inside them. Now let's change the example which we had above to long tail keywords. For example, WordPress template for online t-shirt store. As you can see, it is very specific for a specific situation, for some exact number of people. Let's say I want to start an online store and sell t-shirt there. I go to Google and search for WordPress template for online t-shirt store. It is very exact. The next one, chocolate cake. How to make chocolate cake at home. It is specific for a specific situation. The next one, job. I'm looking for a job in New York. So it will exactly show me the job requests on New York. So this way I will get to what I want faster, and for me as a user, I will get converted much easier, right? So the purpose here for us is to use a keyword in our web pages which has lower bounce rate and higher conversion rate, which we have to use long tail keywords. All right, so on the next part, we are going to talk about different type of broad and long tail keywords. Let's go for the next one. So what are the different type of these keywords? On broad keywords, we have only general type, such as, for example, sales, best laptop, London hotels, etc., etc., right? But on long tail keywords, we have three main type: informational, transitional, and general, right? So let's look at the examples. For informational, we can use how to sell t-shirt online, right? So when we are talking about how to stuff, how to do this, how to do that, these are informational long tail keywords. Now, transitional: buy a laptop in London, buy this, or for example, let's say, how much is the price of this product? When we are searching for these kind of keywords, we are talking about transitional long tail keyword. And then last one is general, which is, for example, e-commerce, WordPress website. We are not talking about learning something or how to do something, or we are not talking about buying something. Simply, we are just looking for some type of information on different websites, right? So now these were the different type of broad and long tail keywords, and now we have a pretty much good idea about keywords, and from the next lecture we are going to start creating our list of keywords. So let's go for the next one. In this part, we are going to start to create our keyword list. All right, so if we come to our SEO checklist here, you will see that our first step is create a keyword list. And here is the list of places that we can use to create this keyword list. And together we are going to talk about each of them, right? So come here. The first one, the first step, the first place that we can use to find right keywords, good ideas for our niche, is Wikipedia. So we can go to Wikipedia. For example, you want to create a web page about a specific topic that you are very good at, you know that topic very well, and you want to write something about it. You want to, for example, or you want to write something about it, you want to sell a product there. So you more or less, you know in which area you want to create your web page. You can come here, you can go to, for example, Wikipedia and search for your term, search for your niche there, right? Here at this, for this example, we're going to go to Wikipedia and search for example, digital marketing, right? So I'm going to put the link here so you can have access to it easier. Let me make this page a bit bigger so you can see everything easier. All right, so here we are in Wikipedia. And what you should do here, what you should look for, are some highlighted words, and just go through the first couple of lines and find the words that are connected with your business, with your niche, right? So here we can come down, we see, for example, internet display advertising. We come down here, we have search engine optimization, search engine marketing, content marketing, influencer marketing, content automation, data-driven marketing, e-commerce marketing, and we can come, there are a lot of things here. For example, social media marketing, social media optimization. And as you can see, all of these words are connected. All of these terms, all of these keywords are connected to the main keyword, to the main topic that we have searched for, right? So all you have to do is to just write all of these keywords in a text file, and later we are going to go very deep in it. And as you can see, all of these keywords are more or less broad keywords. And what we have to do here is that just create our list, store our keywords there, and later step by step convert some of these keywords which are very good, which are better than the other ones for our web page, convert them from broad keyword into long tail keyword. Right? So the first step was Wikipedia. You can just come here and go through the information and find the highlighted keywords. Let's go back here. For example, here, as we can see, we have 10 keywords in this topic. And Let's go for the next tool that we can use here to gather more information, to get more ideas about the keywords that we want to work on. So the next tool that we are going to talk about is Ubersuggest. So here I have put the link for you. You can just open it. And this is their website. Here you can come down and enter your keyword. You can select an area for it. Let's search for United States and click on search, and let's see what information Ubersuggest is going to give us. First of all, as you can see, it is giving us some general information that how much search volume it has, which is high, 40,000 searches for this keyword every month. The next one is SEO difficulty, which is 49 on medium, which is telling us how hard or how easy is that to rank in this broad keyword. The next part is paid difficulty, which is hard. It is hard to make an ad and become successful in this keyword, to rank in this keyword. The next one is CPC, cost per click, and it is almost $13, and you can see how high it is. For one single click of a user just come and see your ad in Google search and click on it, they will cost $13 in United States. All right, so you may go to, let's see it together. You may come to Google and search for digital marketing. Let me change this to .com. You may search for digital marketing, and as you can see, the volume is much more. It is 300,000. The cost per click is lower. It is $3, and the competition is 0.5. You may say why the result here is different. The result here is global, but here in Ubersuggest we are seeing this result in United States. And if I change this to some other country, we are going to see a different result, right? And here you can see the search volume in different months of the year. And if we come down, here is the part that we are looking for, keyword ideas. We have digital marketing, we have affiliate marketing, social media marketing, human resources management, free market, free online course, market research, etc. So here Ubersuggest is giving us additional information about this keyword, and we can take a look at their search volume and the cost per click and the paid difficulty or SEO difficulty, and select the ones, write down the ones that you think you have a better chance to rank in. For example, for this one, digital marketing, the volume is high, it is good, but the cost per click, it is so much. If you don't want to use ads, so you can avoid looking at cost per clicks, but if you think maybe later you want to work on advertisement in Google, just pay attention a little to the numbers here and try not to select the one that are very expensive. Also, paid difficulty is for the time that you want to create ads, but here we have SEO difficulty. So as you can see, these two are much easier to rank in. For example, free market and human resource management, maybe it is not connected to our topic. Okay, I'm not saying that exactly just go for the easiest one and whatever it is, rank in it, right? Just select the ones that you think are much simpler, much easier, right? So here at the left side there is a menu. You can click on this third one. It is written keyword ideas, and as you can see, it is giving us, it is suggesting almost 800 keyword ideas. So we can come down and go through all of them, take a look at them. For example, social marketing, it is 4,000, but the cost per click and the paid difficulty is high, but the SEO difficulty, it is low. It is, for example, how much it was 34. It is easier to rank. I'm not saying it is very easy, but it is easier comparing to the other ones. For example, this one is what is digital marketing. It is 18. You can rank in that easily, right? So at the bottom of the page here, you can come here and copy to clipboard or export to CSV. And you don't need to just export all of these 800. Just come from above and select the ones that you really want. For example, this one, copyright free image, for example. You may find this keyword interesting and connected to your niche. Just come here and select it, at the left side, you see the boxes here. For example, e-marketing. Let's come down, B2B marketing. I'm just selecting randomly, but you have to go through them, take a look at the numbers, and select the ones that are more connected to your business. All right. Also, at the top of the page, as you can see, there is a filter here. Just if you turn it on, you can add more filters. For example, how much should be the minimum or maximum search volume, how much should be the CPC and SEO difficulty, etc. And it will only show you, for example, let's say I don't want SEO difficulty more than 30, right? And let's apply this, and it will show me only the ones that are lower than 30 SEO difficulty. So this way you can find the ones that you really need easier. Also at the left side, as you can see, there are some other useful information that later you can come and go through them yourself. For example, here we have content ideas, here we have SERP analysis, we have overview, here top pages, keywords again, right? So you can come here, go through the additional information that exists here, but we are not going to talk about Uber Suggest anymore. For this step that we have here, that's all of it. Also, you may see cost per click, CPC, in a different way. You may see it PPC or pay per click. They are the similar thing. One other thing that I didn't bring here, I didn't bring keywords everywhere here, because we talked about it before, but right now we are going to go back to keywords everywhere extension and try to extract more information from it. All right, so let's come to Google, and we have search for digital marketing before. We have the global search volume, we have the global cost per click, and the competition. Now the competition usually shouldn't be more than 0.4 or 3. Okay, lower than 0.3 you have a chance. Okay, higher than 0.3 it is getting, for example, between 0.3 till 0.6, it is harder, and you have to work harder on that. You have to bring a lot of traffic to your web page to get to rank #1 on these terms, these queries, these keywords that have a competition up to 0.6. But after 0.6 it is very difficult. So I'm not suggesting, if it is this is new for you and you don't have a website with a high traffic, don't go for the competition higher than 0.6. Now on the right side here we have related keywords. Now related keywords are the keywords that include the keyword that we have written down with some additional words. For example, we search for digital marketing. Here we have digital marketing course, digital marketing definition, digital marketing examples, etc. Okay, you can export them to a CSV file, and under it is going to suggest a similar keywords. All right, it may not have the exact keyword we have searched for inside them, right? The first couple of ones, they have digital marketing course, for example, but if you come down, you may see some ideas that they don't include digital marketing, right? So this was how you can use keywords everywhere to find more ideas, find more keywords about your own niche, about your own business. All right, so what I want you to do here right now, create a text file or a CSV file. Just gather all of these keywords that you think you have a chance to rank in. Just gather them all in one sheet and keep them there. So later we are going to go back and improve them, compare some of them together, the top ones together, and select the best one, the only best one for our web page. So that was all. On the next part, we are going to talk about competitor keyword research. So that was all for this part. Let's go for the next lecture. So in this part we are going to talk about competitor keyword research. Before that, let's go to our SEO checklist, and here create a keyword list if you have started that, and if you did the same, just come here and mark it as complete. And on the next one, here we have competitor keyword research. And there are several tools here that I have mentioned: SpyFu, SimilarWeb, and some other like SEMrush and MixRank. So you can use all of these, but here we are going to focus on 2 or 3 of them only. So the first one that we are going to take a look at is SpyFu. Now, what these websites do, so we will only paste the URL of our competitor web page or website. They will analyze it and they will tell us, they will give us more information about it. Now, the thing here is that maybe you say, all right, in my own niche, in my own business, I have no idea who are my competitors. Okay, so that's simple. Whatever you are doing, come to Google, search for it. For example, let's say I am creating a digital marketing course. So I will come here and I search for digital marketing course. All right. And I will come down. I will, for example, I will take a look at the links here, and I will open some of them that I think they are connected. And for example, here, this website, it is more or less connected to what I'm doing, and they may consider as a competitor for me. So what can I do? I can come here, click on the SpyFu, open their web page, and paste the URL of my competitor here, and click on search. So as you can see, I put the image here too. They will search for it and they will give me some information. For example, they are ranking for almost 14,000 organic keywords, right? And 3,000 paid keyword. You can just go through this information and find the ones that are interesting for you. But the ones that we are going to focus are, one of them is the competition here, organic competitor and paid competitors. From here, you can find other competitors in your own niche. These are the competitors of the website that we just paste the URL. So this way you can search for more websites and find more information, both on organic competitor and paid competitor. Now, if you come down, after all of these, here are the top keywords that this website is ranking. This is the first one is organic and the second one is paid. Digital market, here as we can see, most of them are digital marketing. The last one is marketing consultant. You can come here, click on view all organic keywords, but it will not show you. It will show you only the ones that were in the previous page. And you have to log in and also become a paid member so you can see all the information. And if you think it's worth it, if you need this information, if you need to know on what keywords your competitors are ranking exactly, you can come here and join as a paid member, right? On the right side, we can see, for example, Marketing Master, Online Marketing Online Course, Internet Marketing Master, Certification in Digital Marketing. Some of them may give you a good idea that, all right, these are interesting. For example, for me, Certification in Digital Marketing is interesting, and maybe I can use it on my own web page, right? So you can come down. There are more information here. The organic ranking history, as you can see how much they have been ranking and with what search volume. You can just go through the information. There's one other important thing which later we are going to come back here and talk about it, is inbound backlinks. Now, you can see from, also it is not showing all of the information, but only the 5 ones. You can see from where your competitor is bringing traffic to their website. So for example, here they are bringing 400,000 organic click monthly from only this blog. So let's open it and see what this blog is about. These information are very interesting. Later in the third part, which we have to bring traffic, you can come here and use this information. So there's a blog here, and in this blog, you can see their name is mentioned, the Digital Marketing Institute. So a lot of people will come to this blog and they visit this blog, and when they get to this part, they will click on their website. They will jump into for example, my competitor website, and from there they are receiving 400,000 organic clicks. So this way you can find out exactly from where your competitors is bringing traffic, and if it is good, you can do the same, right? So more or less that was all about SpyFu. Let's close it and go for the next one. If we come down here, also here I have explained all of the things that we have talked about. So the next tool that we are going to talk about is SimilarWeb. So let's open SimilarWeb again, copy the URL of our competitor's website, and here at the top left side, free report on any website or app, just click on it, paste the URL and click on search. So it will give us some other information, some additional information. As you can see here, we have the global rank of their website is 135,000, country rank is 99,000, category rank is 10,000, and if you can come down, you can see their total visit per month, how much it is, and average duration that people spend on their website is, for example, 2 minutes. Their bounce rate, do you remember that we talked about bounce rate? You can see it is 72%. It's so high. 72% is very high for a website, and if you focus just on long tail keywords, you can decrease these numbers, right? You can see on which countries they are ranking the most: the United States, United Kingdom, India, Germany, Australia. And you can again come down, see their traffic source. 76% of their traffic source is from search engines, all right? 17% from direct, and the rest, very small number from emails, social, and referrals. So you can see how valuable it is to rank in search engines, all right? You can see their referrals, from where they came and where did they go, and their search. Now this is the interesting part which we are looking for. In the search engines, as you can see, 91% are searching for organic keywords. And as you can see, Digital Marketing Institute, programmatic advertising, video marketing, digital marketing, cover letter, digital marketing. So they are ranking for these generally, but there are more. As you can see, for example, this one is 3%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. So these are the paid ones. We saw some other examples in the previous website in SpyFu. So again, if you see any idea, anything, any new keywords that you may be interested in, write them down in your list too. All right. So you can come down again, find out more how they are bringing traffic from their social, from which channels they are bringing traffic, from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and etc. This is about their advertising, which they're not doing so much here, only 0.5%. And their website content, so which pages have the most traffic. This way also you can find out, for example, on your competitor's website, people value which page the most. Maybe they have a blog, or maybe they have created a web page that people like it the most, and they visit there the most. So you can find it out and learn more about it. Maybe apply the same thing on your own website, right? So more or less, these were general information that you can get from SimilarWeb. As I said, in our checklist here, we have other websites too that you can use if you are interested. For example, SEMrush is very popular. MixRank is also popular. You can come here, use them. I have put the links here. As you can see, here are SEMrush, MixRank, and etc. You can come here, just open them and use those tools too. So let's come here and check this step as complete. So that was all about this lecture, and on the next part we are going to talk about Keyword Planner. So let's go for the next one. Alright, so the next tool that we are going to learn here is Keyword Planner. With using Keyword Planner, we can import all of the keywords, the list that we have created. We can import them into Keyword Planner, analyze them, and get also more ideas. So let's get started. Come here, and here I have written Keyword Planner Home. Click on it. It will go to Keyword Planner, and the thing is that you have to sign up. If you don't have a Google account, Gmail, you have to create one, sign up here, and usually when you sign up, it will take you to some other pages. You can come back here by coming to Tools and click on Keyword Planner. Okay, it will bring you to the same page. Here we have two options: find new keywords and get search volume and forecasts. Now what we need right now is finding new keywords for our list. So click on find new keywords, and here you have to write down the keywords that you have. You can write down 1, you can write down 100, right? So let's go back to our web page here, and here we had some couple of keywords, around 10 keywords, and let's come back here in Keyword Planner and just paste them all. Then click on Get Started. On the next page, you can see that Keyword Planner analyzed the keyword that we wrote down, and also it is suggesting so much more keywords in these areas. You can see we can come down, and there are too many keywords here, right? So the thing here is that beside getting new ideas, also pay attention to the search volume, to CPC, to the competition. Also here you can see average monthly search, and by any chance, if you forgot what does each of these means, just hover your mouse on it and it will explain it to you, right? So you can come down, get new ideas, and add these new ideas to your keyword list. For example, here we have PPC management, PPC marketing, SEO online e-commerce company, SEO content, SEO firm. We can come down. You see there are a lot of. Also, if you pay attention at the top, we have a period of time for the last. It is showing us the result of the last 12 months. So if you want to change the time, for example, last 24 months or last month, you can change the period of time. You will get a different result, and then you can select the keywords that you want and come here, click on download keywords, and it will download the list for you. Now there's one thing that we have to do here. On the next part, we are going to talk about Google Trend. Now on Google Trend, you have the ability to compare up to 5 keywords, up to 5 phrases at the same time, right? So from the list that we have to select something between 5 up to 20 keywords, right? So here you have your own list. Also you have some additional ideas. What I'm suggesting to you is to just select the ones that you think you're gonna rank. Select the ones that you think, for example, they have a low competition, but also they have a good search volume. And you see, for example, the competition here on marketing campaign is 0.17, which is really good. You can come up in this keyword easily with a little effort. But anyway, select between 5 to 20 keywords that you think they are the best, right? From here, we are going on the next lecture. We are going to talk about Google Trend, and we are going to compare these. And it is really hard to compare, for example, 100 keywords together. So that is why I'm suggesting you to just select between 5 to 20, 25 tops keywords, so you can compare them and get a good result out of it. All right. So more or less that was all for this lecture for Keyword Planner. And if you're ready, let's go for Google Trend. As I mentioned before, on Google Trend, we have the ability to compare up to 5 keywords, up to 5 phrases at the same time and see the result. So you can either go to Google and search for Google Trend, or come here and click on this link here, Google Trend. It will open the Google Trend here for you. And let's make a practice. Let's compare the keywords that we have selected here and see how it will work. Write down your first keyword and just press enter. And here it will give you some information about, for example, here we have digital marketing course, right? It will give you some general information about this keyword in different periods of time. From 1 to 100, it is showing us how was the search result, right? For example, on 22 of July till 28, it was, for example, 35, and on August 12, okay, it's on August 12 it was 100, right? So the top one, it is just showing from 1 to 100 for us to be able to compare, right? On the next part, we have interest by sub-region. As you can see, for example, here it is showing us which cities had the most search volume. As you can see, for example, New York, Kansas, California, Florida, etc., etc. One thing here at the top, as you can see, we can come and select the region, right? You can select worldwide or select in a specific country and search there. For example, if you have a local business, or if your target is only in one country, you have an online product, you want to sell it only in one place, one country, you can come and search the search for only that place. Let's just click on worldwide and let's see how. As you can see, the result is completely changed and it is more stable. Now, after that, we have the period of time that we can select: past 4 hours, past days, 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, 5 years, etc. Also, you can select a specific category, right? Art and entertainment. Let's come down. For example, let's say digital marketing course is inside education. Let's select education if we find it here. All right, here it is, job and education. Again, you see the result change. Let's the next part is web search, image search, news search, Google Shopping, YouTube search, etc. But our target here is web search, so we will let it be on that. As you can see, interest by region is changed. Before it was on United States, now we put it on worldwide, and it is showing us the top countries. If you come down, you see related topics, related queries. Again, you can get some good ideas from here, but let's skip all these and go for comparing the different keywords. So the next keyword is learn digital marketing, and again, press enter. Let's just import all of them together. Digital marketing training. And the last one is online digital marketing. So, as you can see, it is pretty much obvious that, for example, learn digital marketing is not a good keyword for us to work on, to spend our time, to invest on it. This third one, it was digital marketing training. Digital marketing training. It's better than the previous one, but we have the other two are much better. So we can either go with digital marketing course or online digital marketing. These two keywords have a better potential for us to become successful at and get a better result, right? Also, you can come down, you see some of the information here is changed, compared, breakdown by region. Again, you can come down, digital marketing course, it is giving us the region, the interest by region, and also related queries, etc., etc. You see, there are a lot of good information here, and you can compare your keywords. So this was how you can use Google Trend to compare your keywords. Now, what you should do right now, just as a practice, go to Google Trend and compare some of the top keywords that you have. Select, for example, one or two. For example, here we can select these two and remove the ones that we are sure they are not good for our web page. And again, go back to your list, for example, and add 2 or 3 or more keywords, and again compare them. Do this over and over until you find the top 5 keywords, the top 10 keywords out of your list. All right, so that was all about Google Trend, and we have to come back here in our checklist. We didn't check keyword planner, we check now. Then we have Google Trend, and on the next part we are going to talk about a very interesting extension which is called Moz Bar, right? So see you on the next one. Congratulations, you have made 1/3 of the way, right? So finding the keyword, selecting the keyword, selecting the best suitable keyword for your web page is 1/3 of the way, and it is really hard to select the best ones, because if you make a mistake here and select a wrong keyword, whatever you do, it's gonna be very hard to rank in search engines. All right, so what we are going to do in this section, we are going to focus on the instructions that help us to have a successful SEO, right? Instructions to build our web page, right? Before we jump into the section, before we go to the next lecture, there are two things that we can rank here. One of them is our website, and the other one is the web page, right? Your website, let's say, for example, if you come to Google and search for my name, what you will see here, again, let me change this to .com. What you will see here, the first one is gonna be my website, and you see the different pages that I have here, okay? This is ranking for the website, and because I have my the keyword that you have searched for it, I have the domain of that, I'm gonna rank number 1. Now the thing is that what we're trying to do here is to rank for a web page. All right, we create a web page, for example, whatever my domain is, I can rank for, let's say, digital marketing course, right? That is completely separated thing. So in this section we are going to focus on our web page, follow some specific instructions so we can rank higher in search engines. All right, so that was all for the introduction. Let's start this section. So the first step that we have to pay attention on building our page, our web page, from SEO perspective is our page title, URL, and our page headline. Okay, so the thing here is that there are many different web services out there, and we cannot cover them all in this course, but we are only going to focus on the top one, which is the WordPress. So it is completely the same in other web services. The settings may look different, but if you just pay attention to what we are doing, you can get more or less the same result. All right, so here we are gonna focus on WordPress and how to accomplish this kind of stuff in WordPress. So when we say page title, URL, and headline, let's come to, for example, this is my website. This is the WordPress. Let me just close the mouse bar here. This is the WordPress theme that I have here. And this is actually the page that we are in right now, right? So at the top of the screen, we see our page title, which is SEO tutorial A to Z plus SEO for WordPress website and marketing. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to rank in search engines. Under it, we see the URL of this page, and if I click on edit, I can edit it the way that I want. And the focused keyword, the main keyword that I want to rank in, must be both in the URL and both in my page title. And the headline of my page is the first title of that I have written down in my web page. All right, so URL is a little bit easy. You have, for example, 5-6 main keyword that you want to rank in. You will write them down all in your URL. Remember, write down the main keywords. Do not write down, for example, if there's let's say you have a long tail keywords, for example, how to rank number 1 in Google using this tool, right? You don't need to write down, for example, the common word like to, in, at, these kind of words. You do not need to write them down into your URL, just the main keywords. But for page title, it is a little bit more difficult, so we are going to use different tools to improve our page title and find the best suitable choice. All right, so come back to our SEO page here. And here I have mentioned 2 different tools. Also, you can find these tools on our checklist, our step, this step number 7. You can see the tools in the description. But anyway, if you come here, you have the second tool. So click on the URL here. It will open the page. So here at the middle of the page, you should write down your headline and click on Analyze Now. Alright, so it analyzed the headline that I have pasted here, the complete SEO tutorial, A to Z SEO for WordPress website. Now, it is telling me the words that the different type of words that include in my headline. Now, there are 4 different type of words: common words, uncommon words, emotional, and power words, right? So to improve your headline, you can pay attention. It will give you some tips on how to improve your headline. For example, what are common words, what are uncommon words. Also, we have them here. I put them here for you, some examples. We have the common, uncommon, emotional, and power words. You can come down, for example, in common words, we have a, about, after, and, here, how, this kind of words. Uncommon words are, for example, actually, awesome, baby, beautiful, this kind of examples. We have emotional and we have power words. You can go through the examples. And also if you want to have more information, I have prepared a PDF for you that include a lot of examples of these words. You can just come here, click on download the list of useful words for headline, and here they are. For example, power and emotional words, you can see the list here. Then we are going to have common words, then we are going to have uncommon words. All right, using this list, it will help you to improve your headline. Now, above 60, 70, it is more or less good on this website. If you come down, it will give you also more information about, for example, the length of your headline. For me, it includes 55 characters, but the words are, for example, 10 words, which is not so good. It is on average. Again, you can come down. The first 3 words and the last 3 words are very important because our eyes will see them first. So for me, it is the complete SEO tutorial. The first 3 words is the complete SEO, which I can work on that. I can improve it, make it, for example, SEO tutorial, bring it at the beginning. And the last 3 words here is for WordPress website. Well, WordPress website is good, but for I can work on that, right? We can come down here. It will give me the main keywords on my headline, which is, for example, SEO, WordPress website, which more or less it is right. And after that, it will show me how it will look on Google search, how my headline is going to look on Google search. And if it is longer, for example, I think the number was 70 characters, if I'm not wrong. Let me check out. All right, here it is. Do not use more than 70 characters in your headline, because here in Google search, if you have more than 70 characters, it will not show the rest. All right, so it will lose the effect that you are looking after. Here I have put another link for you. It is a letter count. You can come here and just simply paste your headline and click on count characters. It will tell you how many characters you have on your headline, right? So this was the first tool that will help us to analyze our headline. It will help us to improve it, to bring it to a better suitable number. Now, the second tool, which is a little bit more accurate, is let's come down here. And all right, here it is. This is our second tool. Just open it in another page. And let's just copy and paste. I have changed this. I have improved this page title, and let's test it here. Okay, select the category that you want to rank in. For me, it is education. Submit for analyze. And as you can see, it is 62. Now let's pay attention to something here. For the example that I have put here, I wrote down the complete SEO tutorial A to Z SEO for WordPress website, and I ranked 55. Okay, now I have changed this to rank higher. So I brought SEO tutorial at the beginning. So as I mentioned, our eyes will see only the first and the last three words. These words will grab our attention much faster. So I brought them here. Also, I add, beside WordPress website, I add marketing too. Okay, there's an and here. It didn't bring the and here, and it is explaining how good or how bad my headline it is. Let me tell you something. If you rank higher than 50 in this website, your headline is quite good. You are safe to go with that. All right. For my situation at the beginning, using the first headline, it was 55, but when I improved it, it is 62 now. All right. It is extremely hard to cross 70, 80 number on this website. All right. So using these tools will help you to analyze your headline, find the problems, find the mistakes, and you will know how to improve your headline. Right. After that, we have URL, which we talked about it. On the next part, we are going to talk about a very interesting and useful plugin that will help us a lot in building our web page from SEO perspective. So let's go for the next one. All right, so in this part, we are going to learn more about a very useful, very powerful tool for WordPress, which help us a lot in SEO. So what you have to do, the name of this plugin is Yoast plugin, and what you have to do is to just go to your WordPress dashboard, go to plugins and add new. From here, just come to the search bar here and write down Yoast. And here it is, Yoast SEO, right? More than 1 million active installations. So I already have installed it. Just click here to install and then activate it. And how you can use Yoast. So when you come to your pages, here I am in the same page that we are reading our SEO materials. And if you come down at the bottom of the page, you will see the plugin right there. All right, here it is, Yoast SEO. So there are several important things which we have to follow. So here we have the snippet preview. This is a rendering of what this post might look like in Google search, right? So here we will see the title, we will see the URL, and we will see the description. Now, the important thing here is that we have to edit some part of it. So click on this snippet generally, and here you have the ability to change your SEO title. You have the ability to change your slug or the URL, and also very important thing here is the meta description. Now, if you don't write any meta description for your page, Google or any search engine will take the first 150 words of your website and consider it as the meta description to show it in the search engine, right? So it is very important to complete all of these. Now under it you see a green bar, and this is showing you how many more words or characters you can write in your title or in your meta description. Now your title can be anything, your page address can be anything, but if you come here and change it, add something to it, it will override the page title, the headline, or the slide. All right, so you can override everything from here. Now well, we already found out about our SEO title. You can use the same thing. We already have our URL address. You can use the same thing, but the meta description we didn't talk about. Now it is very important to use your focused keyword in SEO title, in your slide, and also in your meta description. Your SEO, your focused keyword must be in all of these. All right, so where you can add your focused keyword, we already used the keyword in our page title and our URL, but we really didn't talk about what is our focused keyword and where we can add it. So if you install Yoast, if you come down a little bit, you can see here we have focused keyword. So if you click on it, here you have the ability to add your focused keyword here, right? So my focused keyword is SEO tutorial, right? I have searched for it. It was the best possible choice for me to rank in according to the traffic that I have and other situations that I consider, right? So this is my focus keyword, and here I have it, SEO tutorial. Here I have it in my URL, SEO tutorial, and also in my meta description. Here you can see I have SEO tutorial in the description too. So when people search, they will see it this way. They will see it, all right, there's another SEO tutorial in the description. It will be highlighted as you have seen before on Google or any other search engine. The things that I can tell you for your meta description, besides that it has some effects on SEO, it has effects on people too, because people, when they're searching, some people will start to read your meta description. Okay, what is it about? They want to find the right website for themselves. So here, explain exactly what you are delivering in this web page. All right, if you're selling a product, exactly talk about that. This will decrease your bounce rate, it will increase your conversion, and also it will attract the people who really need what you are providing in your web page. So write exactly what is happening in your web page in your meta description, and also don't forget to start it with a verb. Right, this will grab more attention. It is more action, and it will direct people exactly to what they want, right? So start with a verb. Also write down your SEO, your focus keyword here, and along the way, as you're doing, as you're working on your web page, Yoast will give you a lot of good tips. As you can see, these are a lot of tips that Yoast gave me. I worked on all of them, and as you can see, all of them are green and they're right. So for any other situation, when you are starting your web page, you will see some of them are red, and it is just giving you tips so you will know how you can improve your web page. But don't worry about that, we are going to talk about them in the upcoming lectures. So more or less that was all about this lecture. On the next part, we are going to have an assignment. We are going to practice what we have learned by now, and after that we are going to work on our web page very deep, what we have to use, how much we have to use, and etc, etc. Right, so that was all. See you in the next one. Welcome to the next lecture. In this part, we are going to focus on all the important rules, all the important structures from SEO perspective that we have to follow on our web page here, right? So before I mention that, when you install Yoast, when you come to the plugin in your web page, it will give you a lot of different tips on how you can improve your web page. All right, so let's together read these tips, and I will explain what they are and how you should apply them. All right, so here I have written all of the tips that it has been given to this page. So let's together work on them. So here, first of all, we have two steps that you have to focus on here. The first one is readability, the ability for people to easily read what's going on your page. All right, your text must be easy to understand, must be easily readable. All right, so the first part is about readability, and the second part is focused mostly on SEO. All right, so we will get to each of them. Let's for now start with readability. First of all, when you create your page, at the top of the page, on the right side, you see here there is the status for readability and SEO, which for my situation, both of them are good and green, right? But if you come down, if for you it's, for example, one of them is red or orange, you can come down here and start improving the problems that you have here. So let's come to the first one. At least on your sentences, you need 30% transitional words. transitional words are like, here I have put the link for you, so you can come here and click on it. Transitional words are, for example, therefore, besides, that. These are all transitional words. At least in your text, in your web page, you must have 30% transitional words. All right, so this is the minimum. For my situation in my page, if you have paid attention, here it is, mine is 26%. All right, so I had to add 4 more percent to get all of these green and in the right way, right? All right, so let's go for the next one. This plugin Yoast itself, it will take out the text that we have wrote, and it will put it in a test, flash reading ease, right? It will test it there. I have put the link there. It will test it, and your score, here are the scores. If your scores is between 0 till 30, your text, your copy is readable only by university graduates, right? It means that not everyone have the ability to understand what you have wrote. If you use some difficult words to understand, some technical words, it will decrease your score, right? So be aware of that. If you get a score between 60 to 70, it means that your text is easily understood by 13 to 15 years old students. And if you score between 90 to 100, your text is easily understandable by an 11-year-old student, right? In my situation, I got the score 72, which is easily understandable, easily readable for the people who are my target. So if your target are, for example, children, you should be aware of this. If your target is, for example, university graduates, you should be aware of that. So here, if you get, for example, 20 and you are writing about something scientific, that's all right. Okay, so the next one is talking about subheadings. Now, what are subheadings? So let's come here. When we want to add text to our, let's say, web page, let's come to, for example, here, right? I'm gonna click on edit, and let me increase the size. So here, if I select any text here, it is telling me the type at the bottom of the screen. Here it is written P, it means paragraph, and also you can see it at the top part here. It is written paragraph. So we have different type of text here. We have paragraph, heading 1, or it is called also H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. So your text must always have H1, H2, and H3 and 4 inside it. Okay, so you should be careful about that. For example, here, this keyword validation, it is H3. Now, I can show you there are some other texts here that are H4. For example, here, this is H4. Let me show you. All right, let's come up here. This is H3. This is the main title in this part for me. And here, this is H4. You can see these are called, these H4, H3, these are called subheadings. And when you are writing a text, after, for example, 4 or 5 lines, you must have a subheading to increase the readability of your web page. All right, so this is one of the important things that you should consider all the time. So the next thing that we have to pay attention is to not write a long paragraph, right? It means that if you write a paragraph which has 15 lines in it, you will have a problem in readability. It will make it harder to understand and read your web page. So you should avoid that. The next one is try not to use sentences that have more than 20 words, right? You can use it in some situations, but the number of these sentences shouldn't be more than 25% of your text. So in my situation, for example, you can see here 22% of the sentences contain more than 20 words, which is less than or equal to the recommended maximum of 25%. So maximum, the limit here to have sentences that have more than 20 words is 25%. And if you have less than number, it is perfect and fine. So the last thing that we have to pay attention in readability is passive voices. So in my situation, I have 3.7% passive voices, which the maximum is 10%. So I'm good, but it is better not to use passive voices. Now you may ask, what are passive voices? So here I have put the link. Just click on it. It will provide more information, but just to practice, here are some examples of passive voice and some better alternative to change this passive voice. So as an example, this product can be bought in our web shop. The better option is to say customers can buy this product in our web shop. Okay, now we are talking about users, right? Before we were talking about the product itself. Okay, it has the same meanings, but our focus in the sentence is different. The bags are checked by a security employee. A security employee checks the bags. You feel the difference, right? The right column is easily understandable. They both have the same meanings, but the passive voice, it is a bit harder to understand. So pay attention to this. If you have if you wrote a lot of passive voice in your copy, try to fix them, work on them, just change the places, put the people who do something at the beginning, and start your sentence that way. All right, so this was more or less about readability. Let's go for SEO steps that we need to consider here on our page. So the first thing that we have to pay attention here is that our first paragraph in our web page must have our focus keyword in it. All right, so this is number one. Number two, the exact match keyword density. It is very important that when you're writing your copy, and let's say, for example, in my situation, my focus keyword is SEO tutorial, the minimum number, the minimum amount, the minimum percentage that I can use my keyword, my focus keyword in my copy is 0.5%, as you can see here, right? This is the minimum. Lower than this will affect your SEO, right? It is much better to use it more, like for example 2, 3, 4% of your text include your focused keyword, but please do not come lower than 0.5% because this is the minimum, right? The next one, meta description must contain our focused keyword. So before we talked about it, we have seen it here. We have SEO tutorial, right? Let's go for the next one. The focused keywords appear in one subheading in your copy. I had 21 subheading. The minimum is 1. In one of them, my focused keyword must appear. The next one, the images on this page contain alt attribute with the focus keyword. Now, what does that mean? So here we are. Let's open one of these texts here. Okay, for example, this one. Let's say I want to add an image here, right? I'm going to go to the next line. Here, I'm going to click on add media. And let's say I want to add one of these images, right? I'm gonna add this one, for example. Okay, when you want to add an image, you have the ability to write down an alt text for it. Okay, so here I have written some keywords as an alt text for my image, and inside it, here you can see SEO tutorial, which is my focus keyword. All of your images must have. They both must have. First of all, when you upload an image, don't just upload some random name, like for example, screenshot 12 or AAA. This kind of, don't upload this kind of images with these kind of titles. All right, write down a right title. Use keywords, important keywords for your image name, and also use the same thing for your alt text because it has a SEO effect on your page. And this way you are good to go. You can insert your image into your web page. All right, so let's go for the next one, which is the text contains 2790 words. This is more than or equal to the recommended minimum of 300 words, meaning your web page minimum must have 300 words. All right, lower than that it is not recommended from SEO perspective. So next one, it is very important to use internal and external link, inbound or outbound link on your web page. As you can see here in my web page, as we went through it, there are a lot of internal and external, not internal, we will get to the internal part. There are a lot of external links here. For example, here we talked about meta description. You can just come here, click on the text, it will take you to some other website, right? So it is very important to use links in your website. Now, both of them, we are going to talk about backlinks later, but right now we are just focusing on the links that exist on your web page to some other website. It will help you a lot. It will help your page to rank higher in SEO. As you can see, we had a lot of links along the way, and if you come down, it is written the exact number here. In this page we had 32. I think it's more, it's before, because after this I have edited the page. So let me just come here. All right, here it is. On my web page I have 50 normal outbound links. All right, so it is very good, it is very useful. Try to do it all the time. Whenever you are writing something, whenever you are writing a copy on your web page, try to explain everything using external links. All right, now if you pay attention here, this page has one internal link. Okay, it means one of these, I think it's here. All right, this one, cognitive biases. All right, this is the link. I can click it, I can click on it and it will open another page, but it will open a web page inside my own website. These are also important. Let's say you have, for example, 10 products or 10 blogs that they are connected to each other, but you are writing it in a different view. You can, when you come down, when you're writing about something, if it is connected to one of your other blogs, you can simply just write down the link there so people can click. For example, here I was talking about that in your meta description you can use cognitive biases if you know what are cognitive biases. And for example, if you don't know, you can come here and click on it. It will open another page in my own website. Right here I have a video, it will explain one of the cognitive biases for you, and etc. Right, so same as external link, internal links are also important. Let's come down here. We skip this one. The SEO title contains the focus keyword, which before we talked about it. Here is our SEO title, which include the focus keyword SEO tutorial. So we are good to go. Let's go for the next one, not the next one after that. The SEO title has a nice length. Now the length is important. Before I told you you shouldn't use more than 70 characters, and that was about the length. The focus keywords appear in the URL of this page. We talked about it before in the snippet part. Here we have SEO tutorial in the link. And the last one is that you shouldn't use the same focus keyword in different web pages on your website, right? Each web page must have their own different and unique focus keyword, right? So pay attention to that. More or less that was all. There's some other thing that I want to point out. Let's go to the top of the page. There are some other things which is called unordered list. As you can see here, there are, for example, you see our bullet points. You see there are some dots, and in front of it there is a text. Using these are really useful because Google somehow will show them. For example, you may search for some specific question on Google, and Google will exactly show you these bullet points, these unordered lists. So try to, at the top of your page, usually try to use unordered lists. I have tried to use them along the way. As you can see, this is, for example, these ones that have a number is ordered list, and the ones that are just dots are unordered lists. As you can see, I have used a lot of unordered lists on my web page. For example, let's make a search on Google, and I will show you how these ordered lists or unordered lists will appear on Google. I searched for different terms, different keywords here until I found this example on Google. So as you can see, I searched for how to bake a cake, and you see here are the steps. And if I go to this website, I will see this ordered list on their website somewhere, right? So more or less that was all the rules that we have to follow from SEO perspective on our web page to get a better successful in ranking in search engines. I know this lecture became a little bit long, but we needed to talk about all this stuff. And on the next lecture, we are going to talk about backlinks, which is very important on SEO. See you on the next one.